Dr. Lisa Grant stood at the edge of the research ship, looking down at the deep blue waters of planet Kepler 442b. The ocean stretched as far as she could see. 3 months ago, she had come here with her team to study the sea life on this distant world. So far, they had found many strange and wonderful creatures living in these waters. "Lisa, come look at this," called Pete Collins from the sonar station. Pete was the team's engineer, a tall man with kind eyes who could fix anything that broke on their ship. Lisa walked over to where Pete was standing. On the screen in front of him, she could see a large shape moving deep underwater. It was much bigger than anything they had seen before. "What do you think it is?" Lisa asked, leaning closer to get a better look. "I'm not sure," Pete replied. "It's huge, whatever it is. And it's not moving much. Maybe it's stuck or hurt." Dr. Amy Rodriguez joined them at the screen. Amy was their expert on alien life forms, a small woman with bright red hair and a quick smile. She studied the readings carefully. "The size is incredible," Amy said. "If these numbers are right, this creature is over 100 feet long. That's bigger than a blue whale back on Earth." Captain Jake Morrison, their team leader, walked over to see what they were looking at. Jake was a former military man who always worried about keeping the team safe. He looked at the screen and frowned. "We should stay away from it," Jake said firmly. "Something that big could be dangerous. We don't know what it might do." But Lisa was already thinking about getting closer. She had spent her whole life studying ocean creatures, and she had never seen anything like this before. The shape on the screen looked like it might be in trouble. What if it needs help? Lisa asked. "Look at how it's moving. Something is wrong." Jake shook his head. "Lisa, we're scientists, not rescue workers. Our job is to study and observe, not to take risks with unknown creatures." "But that's exactly why we're here," Lisa argued. "To learn about new life forms. We can't do that if we run away from them." Pete looked between Lisa and Jake. He could see that they both felt strongly about this. "Maybe we could just take a closer look," he suggested. "We don't have to get too close," Amy nodded. "I agree with Pete. We should at least try to get better readings. The creature might be hurt, and if we can help it, we should." Jake thought about it for a moment. He didn't like the idea, but he knew his team was right. They had come a long way to study life on this planet. This might be their biggest discovery yet. "Fine," Jake said finally. "But we go down in the submersible together. No one goes alone, and at the first sign of danger, we come back up." Lisa felt excited as they prepared the small submarine for the dive. The submersible was built to handle the deep ocean pressure and had strong lights to see in the dark waters below. It also had tools they could use to collect samples or help injured sea life as they descended deeper into the ocean, the water. Around them grew darker. The lights from their submarine cut through the blackness, showing them a world few humans had ever seen. Strange fish swam past their windows, some glowing with their own light. "There it is," Amy whispered, pointing ahead. In the distance, they could see a massive shape lying on the ocean floor. As they got closer, Lisa gasped. The creature was unlike anything she had ever imagined. It looked like a dragon from old Earth stories, but it was real and alive. The creature had a long, powerful body covered in scales that seemed to shimmer even in the dim light. Its head was large and noble, with intelligent eyes that watched them approach. Along its back were fins that looked like wings, and its tail was long and strong. But something was wrong. Lisa could see a large piece of metal sticking out of the creature's side. It looked like part of a spaceship, probably from a crash long ago. The metal was causing the creature pain, and it couldn't move properly with the foreign object in its body. "It's trapped," Lisa said softly. "That piece of metal is keeping it from swimming." "We need to help it," Amy agreed. But how? That thing is huge. Jake was still worried. If we get too close, it might attack us. We don't know if it's friendly or not. Lisa studied the creature carefully. Its eyes were watching them, but it didn't seem angry or scared. Instead, it looked tired and sad, like it had been suffering for a long time. I think it knows we're here to help, Lisa said. Look at its eyes. There's intelligence there. They? Creature moved its great head slightly, as if it was trying to communicate with them. Its movements were slow and careful, not threatening at all. I'm going to try something, Lisa said, reaching for the controls of the submarine's mechanical. Lisa, no, Jake warned. It's too dangerous. But Lisa was already moving the mechanical arm toward the piece of metal. The creature watched her actions closely, but didn't move away. It seemed to understand what she was trying to do. Very carefully, Lisa used the arm to grab the metal piece. It was stuck deeply in the creature's side, and she had to work slowly to avoid causing more pain. The creature remained perfectly still, trusting her completely. After several minutes of careful work, the metal piece came free. The creature's body relaxed, and it let out a sound that was almost like a sigh of relief. The wound began to heal immediately, showing that these creatures had amazing healing abilities. The dragon-like being turned its massive head toward their submarine. For a moment, Lisa found herself looking directly into its ancient, wise eyes. She felt a connection she couldn't explain, as if the creature was trying to tell her something important. Then, with a powerful movement of its tail, the creature rose from the ocean floor. It circled their submarine once, almost like it was saying thank you, before disappearing into the dark depths of the ocean. Did that really just happen? Pete asked, his voice full of wonder. Lisa smiled, still feeling the strange connection she had experienced with the creature. She knew that this was just the beginning of something amazing. 3 weeks had passed since Lisa and her team helped the dragon creature. They had returned to their floating research station on the surface of the ocean. The station was like a small city on the water, with laboratories, living quarters, and equipment for studying sea life. Lisa spent her days writing reports about their discovery. She sent messages to Earth, telling other scientists about the amazing creature they had found. But many people didn't believe her stories. They thought she was making it up, or that she had made a mistake. They think we're crazy, Amy said one morning, reading the latest message from Earth. The Science Council says there's no proof that such creatures exist. Lisa felt frustrated. She knew what she had seen was real. The dragon creature was the most important discovery in human history, but no one would believe them without better evidence. We need to find it again, Lisa said. If we can get clear pictures and video, they'll have to believe us. Pete looked up from his work. The creature hasn't been seen since we helped it. Maybe it moved to a different part of the ocean. Jake walked into the laboratory looking worried. We have bigger problems right now, he said. Our long-range sensors are picking up ships approaching. They're not friendly. Lisa followed Jake to the command center. On the screen, she could see 5 dark ships moving toward their station. The ships looked dangerous, with weapons mounted on their sides. Corvin. Raiders, Jake said grimly. They're pirates who steal from research stations. They probably heard about our discovery and want to capture us. The Corvin raiders were known throughout the galaxy as dangerous criminals. They attacked peaceful research stations and sold the scientists to illegal laboratories. Many good people had disappeared because of them. How long until they reach us? Lisa asked. About 2 hours, Jake replied. We need to send a distress signal and prepare our defenses. The research station had some weapons, but they were designed to scare away small pirates, not to fight 5 warships. Lisa knew they were in serious trouble. Maybe we should try too. Escape, Amy suggested. We could take the submersible and hide underwater. The submersible can't hold all of us, Pete said. And it wasn't built for long trips. Lisa looked out at the ocean. Somewhere down there was the creature she had helped. She wondered if it was still nearby, watching them from the deep waters. The next 2 hours passed quickly. The team sent distress signals to Earth, but help was months away. They prepared their small weapons and hoped for the best. When the Corvin ships arrived, they surrounded the research station. The pirates' leader spoke to them over the radio. His voice was rough and mean. "Research station, this is Captain Vex of the Corvin fleet. We know you found something valuable down there. Give us your research data and come aboard our ships quietly. If you cooperate, we might let you live." Jake picked up the radio. "This is Captain Morrison. We're peaceful scientists. We have nothing of value to you." The pirate captain laughed. "Don't lie to us. We intercepted your messages about a giant sea creature. That kind of discovery is worth millions to the right buyers. You have 1 hour to surrender." Lisa felt scared, but also angry. These criminals wanted to steal their work and probably hurt them. She looked out at the calm ocean and wished the dragon creature was there to help them. The hour passed slowly. The team tried to think of ways to escape, but the pirate ships had them completely surrounded. Their small weapons were no match for the raiders' heavy guns. "Time's up," the pirate captain said over the radio. "We're coming aboard." The first pirate ship moved closer to the research station. Lisa could see armed men getting ready to board their home. She felt helpless and afraid. Suddenly, the ocean around the station began to move strangely. The water started to bubble and churn, as if something huge was rising from the depths. "What's happening?" Amy asked, looking at the water in confusion. Pete checked his instruments. "Something big is coming up from below. Really big." The water exploded upward as the dragon creature burst from the ocean. It was even more magnificent. Then Lisa remembered. Its scales shone in the sunlight, and its eyes burned with intelligence and anger. The pirates stopped their attack and stared in shock. They had never seen anything like this creature before. "What is that thing?" One of the pirates shouted over the radio. The dragon creature looked at the pirate ships with obvious hatred. It seemed to understand that these men were threatening Lisa and her team. The creature had come to protect them. "Open fire," the pirate captain ordered. "Kill that monster." The pirates began shooting at the creature with their weapons. The bullets bounced off its thick scales like raindrops. The creature didn't seem hurt at all. Instead, the dragon became angry. It moved through the water with incredible speed, heading straight for the first pirate ship. The pirates tried to escape, but the creature was too fast. The dragon hit the ship with tremendous force. The entire vessel shook and began to sink. Pirates jumped into the water, but they couldn't swim away fast enough. The creature's body began to glow with a strange blue light. Suddenly, bolts of electricity shot from its scales into the water around the sinking ship. The pirates in the water were struck by the electric attack and didn't survive. The other pirate ships tried to run away, but the creature was too quick. It moved from ship to ship, destroying each one with either its powerful body or its electric attacks. The pirates' weapons were useless against such a powerful being. In less than 10 minutes, all 5 pirate ships were destroyed. The dragon creature floated on the surface of the water, looking around to make sure no enemies remained. Lisa and her team watched in amazement from their station. The creature had saved their lives, destroying an entire pirate fleet to protect them. The dragon turned its great head toward the research station. Its eyes found Lisa standing at the window. For a moment, they looked at each other across the water. Lisa felt the same strange connection she had experienced before. The creature was trying to communicate with her, to let her know that it would always protect her. "It came back to help us," Lisa said softly. "It remembered what we did for it." The dragon creature dove back into the ocean, but Lisa knew it hadn't. gone far. It was watching over them, ready to protect them from any danger. "I don't think anyone will doubt our reports now," Amy said. Looking at the wreckage of the pirate ships floating on the water, Lisa smiled, feeling safer than she had. In weeks, she had made a friend unlike any other, and she knew that her life would never be the same again. News of the dragon creature's attack on the pirates spread quickly across the galaxy. Within days, Lisa's research station received visitors from Earth and other planets. Everyone wanted to know about the amazing creature that had destroyed 5 pirate ships. Admiral Kate Stevens arrived first, leading a fleet of military ships. She was a tough woman who had spent her life fighting in space battles. Her ships surrounded the research station, but Lisa could tell they were there to protect, not threaten. "Dr. Grant," Admiral Stevens said as she came aboard the station, "I've read your reports about this creature. The Earth Defense Force is very interested in learning more about it." Lisa didn't like the way the Admiral talked about the creature. She spoke about it like it was a weapon, not a living being with feelings and intelligence. "The creature isn't a weapon," Lisa said firmly. "It's a peaceful being that only fought to protect us." Admiral Stevens smiled, but her eyes were cold. "Any creature that can destroy 5 warships in 10 minutes is a weapon. Dr. Grant, we need to study it and learn how to use its abilities." Lisa felt worried. She didn't want the military to hurt her dragon friend. The creature had shown her kindness and trust, and she wouldn't let anyone harm it. A few days later, another group arrived. Richard Barnes came from Nexus Industries, one of the biggest companies in the galaxy. He was a rich man who cared only about making money. "Dr. Grant," Barnes said with a fake smile, "my company is very interested in your discovery. We'd like to offer you a contract to study this creature for us." "What kind of study?" Lisa asked, though she already suspected the answer. "We want to capture it and learn how its electric abilities work," Barnes explained. "Think of the applications. We could power entire cities with that kind of energy." Lisa felt angry. The creature is not a power source. It's a living being with rights. I won't help you hurt it. Barnes' smile disappeared. "You're making a mistake, Dr. Grant. With or without your help, we'll find a way to get what we want." That night, Lisa couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about the creature and the people who wanted to use it. She walked to the edge of the station and looked out at the dark ocean. Suddenly, she felt a strange sensation in her mind. It was like a gentle touch, warm and comforting. She looked down at the water and saw a faint blue glow moving beneath the surface. "You're there, aren't you?" she whispered. The glow grew brighter, and Lisa felt the presence in her mind grow stronger. Somehow, she could sense the creature's emotions. It was happy to be near her, but also worried about the new ships that had arrived. "I know you're concerned about the visitors," Lisa said softly. "I won't let them hurt you." The creature's presence in her mind seemed to say thank you. Lisa realized that their connection was growing stronger. She could communicate with the dragon without words. The next morning, Lisa told her team about her experience. Dr. Charlie Fox, a language expert who had joined them recently, was very interested. "This is incredible," Charlie said. "You're describing a form of telepathic communication. A creature might be able to share thoughts and feelings with you." Amy was excited too. This could be the key to understanding how intelligent these creatures really are. Over the next few days, Lisa spent time at the water's edge, learning to communicate with the creature. She discovered that it had a name for itself, though she couldn't pronounce it properly. She decided to call it Tempest, and the creature seemed to like the name. Tempest began to show Lisa things through their mental connection. She saw images of the ocean floor, of ancient ruins covered in coral and seaweed. The creature was showing her places that no human had ever seen. "It wants to show me something important," Lisa told her team. "I think there are ruins down there, remains of an old civilization. Jake was worried about Lisa going underwater again. It's too dangerous. We don't know what's down there. But Lisa felt safe with Tempest. The creature had proven that it would protect her with its life. She convinced Jake to let her make the dive. Using their submersible, Lisa descended to the ocean floor with Tempest guiding her. What she found there took her breath away. Spread across the seafloor were the ruins of a great city. The buildings were made of stone and metal, covered in beautiful carvings. Tempest led her to a large building in the center of the ruins. Inside, Lisa found walls covered in pictures that told a story. The pictures showed creatures like Tempest, living alongside humanoid beings. The two species had worked together, with the sea creatures protecting the land dwellers from dangers. They were guardians, Lisa whispered, understanding at last. Your people were guardians for another species. Through their mental connection, Tempest shared more of the story. Long ago, many creatures like Tempest had lived in the oceans. They had protected the humanoid civilization for thousands of years. But something had gone wrong. The civilization had died out, and one by one, the guardian creatures had died too. Tempest was the last of its kind, alone in the vast ocean for centuries. When Lisa had helped it, she had awakened something that had been sleeping for a long time. The creatures need to protect and guard others. You've been alone for so long, Lisa said, feeling sad for her friend. But you're not alone anymore. When Lisa returned to the surface, she found the research station in chaos. Richard Barnes had brought a team of mercenaries to capture her. They wanted to force her to help them catch Tempest. Dr. Grant, Barnes said when he saw her. You're going to help us capture that creature, or we'll take you back to Earth by force. Lisa looked at the armed men surrounding her team. She felt afraid, but also angry. These people wanted to hurt her friend and use it for their own greedy purposes. Before anyone could move, the ocean around the station began to churn. Tempest had Lisa's distress and was rising to help her, but this time the creature was careful. Instead of attacking, it used its electric powers to disable the mercenaries' weapons and equipment. The men found themselves unable to use their guns or communication devices. Your creature is protecting you, Barnes said, backing away from the water, but we'll be back with better equipment. As Barnes and his men left the station, Lisa felt grateful for Tempest's protection. But she also knew that more people would come. Her friend was in danger, and she needed to find a way to keep it safe. That night, as she communicated with Tempest through their mental bond, Lisa made a promise. She would protect the creature just as it had protected her. No matter what dangers came, she would not let anyone harm the last guardian of the ancient seas. 2 weeks after Richard Barnes left the research station, Lisa received a message that made her blood run cold. The message was from Captain Vex Thorn, the most feared creature hunter in the galaxy. Dr. Grant, the message said in a cold, cruel voice, you cost my Corvin brothers their lives. Now I'm coming for you and your pet monster. I've never failed to capture my target, and I won't start now. Lisa showed the message to her team. Everyone looked worried. Captain Thorn was famous for hunting dangerous creatures across the galaxy. He had captured space whales, crystal bears, and even a fire phoenix. No creature had ever escaped from him. We need to leave this place, Jake said. Thorn's ship, the Reaper's Edge, is one of the most powerful hunting vessels ever built. We can't fight him here. Lisa felt torn. She didn't want to run away, but she also didn't want her team to get hurt. Through her mental connection with Tempest, she could feel the creature's concern. It knew danger was coming. Where can we go? Amy asked. Thorn can track us anywhere on the planet. Pete had an idea. What if we go underwater? The creature knows this ocean better than anyone. Maybe it can hide us. Lisa reached out with her mind to Tempest. The creature understood their situation immediately. Through their connection, It showed Lisa images of deep underwater caves and hidden valleys on the ocean floor. "Tempest knows a place where we can hide," Lisa said. "But we'll have to abandon the research station." The team worked quickly to pack their most important equipment into the submersible. They also took a small underwater habitat that could house all of them for several days. It would be cramped, but it would keep them alive. As they prepared to leave, Lisa felt sad about abandoning their home. The research station had been their base for months, and leaving it felt like giving up. But Tempest was waiting for them in the water below. The creature's presence in Lisa's mind was strong and comforting. It would keep them safe. They descended into the ocean just as Captain Thorn's ship appeared on the horizon. The Reaper's Edge was a massive black vessel covered in weapons and hunting equipment. It looked like a mechanical monster designed for destruction. Tempest guided them deeper into the ocean than Lisa had ever gone before. The pressure was enormous, but their submersible was built to handle it. As they descended, Lisa saw incredible sights. There were underwater mountains, forests of giant kelp, and strange creatures that glowed with their own light. "Where is it?" "Taking us?" Pete asked, looking at the depth readings. "We're going deeper than our maps show." Through her connection with Tempest, Lisa could sense they were approaching something important. The creature was leading them to a place that held special meaning for its kind. Finally, they reached their destination. Lisa gasped when she saw what lay before them. It was a vast underwater valley filled with the remains of creatures like Tempest. Hundreds of skeletal forms lay scattered across the ocean floor, their bones gleaming white in the submarine's lights. "It's a graveyard," Amy whispered, "the final resting place of Tempest's people." Lisa felt the creature's sadness through their mental bond. This was where its species had come to die when their time was over. Tempest had brought them to the most sacred place it knew. The creature guided them to a large cave at the center of the valley. Inside, they found a natural air pocket where they could set up their underwater habitat. Pete worked to establish their temporary home while Lisa explored the cave with Tempest. The walls of the cave were covered in more pictures and symbols. These weren't just decorations. They were a history of Tempest's people. Lisa saw images of the first Guardians, of great battles fought to protect other species, and of the slow decline that had led to their extinction. "Your people were heroes," Lisa said to Tempest. "They gave everything to protect others." The creature's response filled Lisa with warmth. It was proud of its heritage, but also sad that it was the last one left to remember. For 3 days, they hid in the underwater cave while Captain Thorn searched for them above. Lisa could feel the creature hunter's presence through Tempest's senses. Thorn was using powerful scanning equipment to search the ocean, but the sacred valley was hidden too deep for his instruments to find. On the 4th day, Charlie Fox made an important discovery. He had been studying the symbols on the cave walls and had found a pattern. "Lisa," Charlie said excitedly, "I think I've figured out how to improve your communication with Tempest. These symbols show that the Guardians had a special way of connecting with other species." Charlie showed Lisa a series of symbols that looked like a formula or instruction manual. Following the ancient directions, Lisa was able to deepen her mental connection with Tempest even further. Now she could not only sense the creature's emotions, but also see through its eyes and feel what it felt. She could experience the ocean, as Tempest did, sensing the movement of currents and the presence of other life forms. "This is incredible," Lisa said. "I can feel everything the creature feels. It's like we're sharing the same mind." But their peace was about to be shattered. Through Tempest's enhanced senses, Lisa suddenly felt a new presence in the ocean above. Captain Thorn had found them. "He's coming," Lisa warned the others. "Thorn has located our hiding place." The creature hunter's ship descended toward the sacred valley like a mechanical shark. Lisa could see through Tempest's eyes as the Reapers. Edge deployed weapons specifically designed to hurt sea creatures. He's brought sonic weapons, Pete observed, looking at their instruments. Those sound waves can cause tremendous pain to marine life. Lisa felt Tempest's fear and anger through their connection. The creature wasn't afraid for itself, but for the sacred resting place of its people. Thorn was violating the most holy place in the ocean. We have to stop him, Lisa said. He can't be allowed to destroy this place. Jake looked at their situation grimly. We're trapped down here. Our submersible isn't built for combat, but Lisa had an idea. Through her connection with Tempest, she could sense every detail of the underwater valley. She knew where every current flowed and where every shadow fell. If they worked together, they might be able to turn the hunter's own advantages against him. Tempest knows this place better than anyone, Lisa said. If we can coordinate our efforts, we might be able to surprise Thorn. The creature hunter's ship reached the valley floor, its lights cutting through the darkness like deadly beams. Captain Thorn's voice echoed through the water from his ship's speakers. I know you're down there, Dr. Grant. Come out now, and I might let your friends live. Continue hiding, and I'll destroy this entire valley to flush you out. Lisa felt rage building inside her. This man was threatening to destroy a sacred place and hurt innocent people just to capture her friend. Through her bond with Tempest, she could feel the creature's determination to protect both her and the memory of its people. We're not giving up, Lisa said to her team. It's time to fight back. The final battle was about to begin, and Lisa knew that everything depended on the bond she shared with the last guardian of the ancient seas. Captain Thorn's ship moved slowly through the sacred valley, its powerful lights searching for any sign of Lisa and her team. The creature hunter had brought his most dangerous weapons, including sonic disruptors that could cause terrible pain. To sea creatures, I can wait here all day. Thorn's voice boomed through the water. But my patience is running out. If you don't surrender in the next hour, I'll start destroying these old bones. Let's see how your monster friend likes watching. Its ancestors get blown to pieces. Lisa felt sick with anger. Through her connection with Tempest, she could sense the creature's pain at hearing such threats. The sacred valley was all that remained of Tempest's people, and Thorn was threatening to destroy it. We can't let him do this, Lisa said to her. Team, this place is too important. Pete had been working on their equipment, trying to find a way to help. I've been studying Thorn's ship, he said. It's heavily armed, but it has a weakness. All that hunting equipment makes it slow and hard to turn. Amy was monitoring the water around them. Tempest is getting ready to attack. I can see it moving through the water outside the cave. Lisa closed her eyes and reached out with her mind to connect with Tempest. The creature was filled with determination and righteous anger. It had protected others its whole life, and it wouldn't stop now. Wait, Lisa said through their mental link. We need to be smart about this. Thorn is expecting you to attack directly. Through their connection, Lisa shared her plan with Tempest. The creature would use its knowledge of the valley to attack from unexpected directions, while Lisa's team would try to disable Thorn's weapons from inside their submersible. Thorn's ship moved closer to the cave, where they were hiding. Lisa could see the hunter's face through the ship's windows. He was a thin man with cruel eyes and scars covering his face. He had spent his life hurting creatures, and now he wanted to hurt Tempest. Found you, Thorn said with an evil smile. He activated his sonic weapons, sending painful sound waves toward the cave, but Tempest was ready. The creature had positioned itself above Thorn's ship, using the shadows of the underwater cliffs to hide. As the sonic waves hit the cave, Tempest struck from above. The creature's massive body slammed into the Reaper's edge, but Thorn had prepared for this. His ship was covered in electric barriers that sent painful shocks through Tempest's body. The creature cried out in pain and retreated. Did you think I was unprepared? Thorn laughed. I've been hunting creatures like you for 20 years. I know all your tricks. Lisa felt Tempest's pain through their connection. The electric barriers were hurting the creature badly, but it refused to give up. It circled around for another. Attack. He's hurting Tempest, Lisa said desperately. We have to help. Pete had an idea. The electric barriers need power. If we can overload his ship's power system, we might be able to disable them. How? Jake asked. Tempest's electric abilities. Pete explained. If the creature can send a power surge into the ship's systems, it might cause an overload. Lisa shared the plan with Tempest through their mental connection. The creature understood immediately. Instead of attacking the ship's hull, it would target the power systems. Tempest swam close to the Reaper's edge, ignoring the painful electric shocks. The creature's body began to glow with blue light as it prepared to release a massive electrical charge. What is it doing? Thorn shouted, seeing the creature's body lighting up. Tempest released its electrical energy directly into the ship's power systems. Sparks flew from the Reaper's edge as its systems overloaded. The electric barriers flickered and died. No, Thorn screamed. I won't let you beat me. The creature hunter activated his emergency weapons, including harpoons designed to pierce the toughest hides. He fired them at Tempest, and several found their mark. The creature roared in pain as the harpoons dug into its scales. Lisa felt every bit of Tempest's pain through their connection. She could also feel the creature's determination. It would fight to the end to protect her and the sacred valley. But Thorn wasn't finished. He had one more weapon, a powerful sonic cannon that could kill sea creatures instantly. He aimed it at Tempest and prepared to fire. This ends now, Thorn said with hatred in his voice. Lisa knew she had to act fast. Through her connection with Tempest, she could see exactly where Thorn's ship was positioned. She also knew every detail of the underwater valley from the creature's memories. Pete, can you move our submersible? Lisa asked urgently. Yes, but why? I know where Thorn is weak. There's an underwater cliff directly above his ship. If we can cause a rock slide, we can trap him. Pete quickly moved their submersible to the cliff Lisa had indicated. Using their mechanical arms, they began to dislodge large rocks and boulders. At the same time, Lisa coordinated with Tempest. The creature used its powerful tail to strike the cliff face, causing even more rocks to fall. The rock slide caught Thorn completely by surprise. Tons of stone crashed down on the Reaper's edge, trapping it against the valley floor. The ship's weapons were buried under the debris. Impossible, Thorn said in disbelief. How did you know? Lisa smiled grimly. Because I have the best guide. In the ocean. Thorn tried to escape, but his ship was stuck fast. The proud creature hunter was trapped like the creatures he had spent his life hunting. Tempest swam down to the buried ship, its eyes glowing with ancient justice. The creature could have killed Thorn easily, but Lisa felt its restraint through their connection. Tempest was not a killer by nature. It was a protector. Please, Thorn begged over the radio. I surrender. Don't let that thing kill me. Lisa looked at the man who had threatened her friends and tried to destroy the sacred valley. She felt angry, but she also felt the wisdom that Tempest shared with her. Revenge would not bring back the creature's lost people or make the galaxy a safer place. Tempest won't hurt you if you don't try to escape, Lisa said. But you're hunting. Days are over. Through her connection with the creature, Lisa coordinated their next move. Tempest used its strength to carefully extract Thorn from his damaged ship, making sure not to hurt the hunter despite all the pain he had caused. Pete maneuvered their submersible to collect Thorn. The former hunter sat quietly in their vessel, all his arrogance gone. He stared at Lisa with fear and confusion. How did you do it? Thorn asked quietly. How did you coordinate with that creature so perfectly? Lisa looked at him with pity. Because I treated it with respect and kindness instead of trying to hurt it. That's something you never learned. They brought Thorn to the surface, where Admiral Stevens was waiting with her military ships. The Admiral had been monitoring the situation and was amazed by what she had witnessed. Dr. Grant, Admiral Stevens said as they came aboard her ship, what I've seen today changes everything. The bond between you and that creature is unlike anything in recorded history. Lisa nodded. Tempest and I have learned to trust each other. Completely. That's the key to working with these beings. Respect and understanding, not force. Captain Thorn was taken into custody for his crimes against peaceful researchers. His hunting license was revoked permanently, and his remaining equipment was destroyed. The galaxy's most feared creature hunter would never hurt another living being. Richard Barnes and his corporate interests also backed down after learning what had happened to Thorn. They realized that Lisa and Tempest were too powerful together to be bullied or threatened. Over the following weeks, Lisa worked with scientists from across the galaxy to establish new laws protecting creatures like Tempest. The Sacred Valley was declared a protected site, and no hunting or commercial activity would ever be allowed there. Lisa decided to stay on the ocean planet permanently. She established a new research station near the Sacred Valley, dedicated to studying and protecting the ocean's remaining creatures. Her team supported her decision. Knowing how important her work had become, Amy became the head of Alien Life Studies, focusing on communication between species. Pete designed new equipment that allowed other researchers to communicate with sea creatures safely. Charlie worked on translating the ancient symbols they had found, preserving the history of Tempest's people for future generations. Jake stayed on as station commander, but his job was easier now. With Tempest protecting the area, no pirates or hunters dared to approach their new home. Every day, Lisa spent time with Tempest, strengthening their bond and learning more about the creature's amazing abilities. She discovered that Tempest could show her memories passed down from its ancestors, teaching her about the ocean's history and the civilizations that had once thrived there. You're not the last guardian, Lisa told Tempest one evening as they shared thoughts by the water's edge. You're the first guardian of a new age. Through their connection, Lisa could feel the creature's happiness. For the first time in centuries, Tempest had a purpose again. It was protecting not just Lisa, but all the researchers who were working to understand and preserve ocean life. Lisa also made an important discovery. In the deepest parts of the ocean, Tempest had found evidence that other creatures like itself might still exist in distant waters. They were hidden and sleeping, but they were alive. We'll find them, Lisa promised her friend. We'll wake them up and show them that there are still people worth protecting. As news of Lisa's work spread across the galaxy, other plans